Well, here we are at Suncorp Stadium for the first clash between the Warriors and the Storm. It's an exciting match, the first ever CRL game. Obviously, the Storm being led out here by Corey Jensen. They've got a deadly team, I'd say probably the best in the competition, only with the Warriors just behind them. I'm interested to see how these teams go today. If I were to give a tip, I'm going to tip the Storm. Like I just said, I think they're a very deadly team. I think they are the most deadly in the comp. So it should be good to see how they go. As the first team to get us underway will be Ash Taylor with the Storm. They'll get us underway here at Suncorp Stadium. And the CRLM is underway as it'll go down to Cooper Johns there onto Max King, who will take it up to 15 meters out, just past 15 meters out. Jeremy Marshall King playing at hooker. Cooper Johns to Corey Allen, who'll get the little step on George Jennings there. The Warriors, they are tipped to be up there this season, pushing for promotion. It'd be good to see New Zealand getting into the CRL along with the Storm. To be honest, they're the only two spots that we don't have in the CRL. Obviously, two Queensland teams. There's all the New South Wales teams. There's Canberra. There's Newcastle. It's just New Zealand and the Storm who are missing out, as Isaac Lumi takes it up to 25 meters out. I think that these two could possibly be our promotion match, but we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the season goes. Fainu onto Wakeham. Wakeham to Tupolotu. Tupolotu to Ash Taylor. And Cooper Johns hanging off his back and tackling him on the third. As for Farmer Sully. Takes it up just past the halfway now. As Taylor back on the inside to Tupolotu. Tupolotu's away. He manages to get the offload as well back to Ash Taylor, but Ash Taylor driven back in the tackle. This will be the last for the Storm. It goes to King. King puts the kick over to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh tackled and wrapped up pretty easily there. As Shop onto Marshall King, onto Jolliffe. He'll push his way to 25 meters out. Marshall King to Cooper Johns, to Jack Hetherington. Marshall King to Johns, to Branko Lee. Flirting there, trying to get through. Corey Allen to Cooper Johns with the early kick. Looking for a 40-20. It's a pretty good kick. It just doesn't get the bounce. That's unlucky. As Lumi will break a tackle. Almost goes out. He does go out. That's a great early kick from Cooper Johns there. A good eyes-up play. He just gets a little kick in. Lumi has to struggle. He does manage to get past the first defender, but is driven out on the second. Here by Moses Mbai and Jaden Ockenbaugh. And he goes out. Now, something that we saw in the CRL was the danger of scrums. Can the Warriors replicate it? As Toa gets a little step and goes within 28 meters as Mbai pushing towards the danger zone, the attacking zone. As Marshall King to Aaron Shop to Cooper Johns. Takes it up and tackled pretty easily. As Marshall King to Hopgood. Great pass from Hopgood to the other King in this game, Max King. Marshall King to Jack Hetherington, playing in the number 11 jersey. This will be the last for the Warriors. They want a good kick here. It goes to Cooper Johns. He puts the bomb up near the line. Branko Lee jumps, but George Jennings managing to get the height on him. And the Warriors, not the greatest set there. As Jensen onto Josh King. He's held in, and an easy piggyback penalty there for the Storm. The Warriors coach will not be impressed with that one. Ash Taylor now will drive it up and get quite a few meters off that. Fainu to Wakeham. To Murchie. Murchie will take it up now. And that's the first. And they're already in opposition territory. Terrible there from the Warriors. As Fainu to Wakeham. To Arthurs. He'll get tackled there. And he'll play the ball 32 meters out. As King. Fainu onto Murchie. Murchie onto Jensen. Jensen up to about 15 meters out. This will be the last. They'll look for Taylor. No, they won't. It goes to Farmer Sully, who drops it on. Knocks it on, sorry. And again, some errors causing a little bit of easy way out of their half for the opposing team. As King will take it up 45 meters out. Marshall King to Cooper Johns to Stafford Toa. Obviously, he played for the Knights last season in the CRL. He came in to replace Bailey Simonson, who had an injury. Sorry, a suspension, not an injury. And he played the remainder of the season there in that center position. As Cooper Johns to Jack Hetherington. Now Toa is playing for the Warriors in the CRLM. Cooper Johns, the grubber kick. Stafford Toa gathers it, doesn't quite get there though. It was a decent kick there from Cooper Johns. As Farmer Sully take it up 15 meters out. Fainu to Wakeham, straight through the middle. Tackled by Stafford Toa. Fainu to Arthurs, back on the inside. There's Tupolotu. He goes straight through the Storm. They're looking deadly in attack right now, but the Warriors' defense is able to hold them up. As King, he's been monumental tonight. Or this afternoon, rather. As Fainu to Wakeham, to Murchie. And this is the last. They'll need a good kick here. Not another error. Wakeham with a big bomb. Out towards Ockenbore's wing, but Aaron Shop will be the one that takes it. Marshall King and dummy half. They've got a big set ahead of them, the Warriors, and Ockenbore has made this big set a lot easier. 6 more tackles, Jolloff's away. I thought Ockenbore may have dropped it there, but apparently not to the referee, as Hopgood now takes it up to 42 meters out. Marshall King to Hetherington. The Warriors, they're threatening the Storm here. Cooper Johns. On for Jermaine Hopgood. He'll push his way forward. Marshall King from dummy half. To Cooper Johns. To Jack Hetherington. Cooper Johns has looked decent tonight. As Lee to Johns. To Jolliffe. 10 meters out. This will be the last. It'll go to Cooper Johns. He looks for the grubber kick. Oh, and perfectly read by Corey Jensen. That's a massive try saver. Toa was in for sure. As I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I can't remember. Gojewski. That's it. And who was that? That was a high tackle. Well, we could have our first suspension here in the CRLM. Who was it? It was Branko Lee, the captain. Branko Lee is going to be suspended for 3 matches. Branko Lee will be suspended for 3 matches. That's not great for the Warriors, but they'll have to push on without him. He'll only miss 1 actual season game due to the trials. So, that's interesting. Farmer Sully to Josh King. He'll push his way up. Fainu to Taylor. Fainu, Gojeski, Tupelotu. Wakeham pushes his way up. The Warriors holding him in there. Lucky not too long. As Emery Perret, who's come onto the field at prop now. Fainu, short ball to Wakeham. Greatly read there by the Warriors. And they avoid a catastrophe after the Branko Lehigh tackle. Now pushing their way out of their area. Marshall King to Hetherington, who'll take on Gojeski. Marshall King, oh no, Marshall King has thrown it forward from the hooking roll. That's a little disappointing there from Jeremy Marshall King. And the Storm are in prime position to score here. As King to Tupelotu to Jesse Arthurs. He almost pokes his nose through and he almost gets away. As Fainu will go to King. He'll go to Perret. Taken down just before the line. As Jaden Hunt just coming onto the field. This is his first touch. Fainu. Short ball to King. And King is over. Great short ball there from Fainu. And the Storm will be the first one to score a try. Obviously, Josh King has been pretty good for the Storm tonight and just runs his line perfectly. And a hole opens up for him to just pour through. And Ashley Taylor, the number 7 for the Storm, to make it 6-0 to begin this game. And Ash Taylor's got it. You didn't think he was going to miss from there. The Warriors, they've just been making too many errors. And it was only a matter of time before the Melbourne Storm made them pay for it. As they'll kick us back off underway. Moses Mbai. We'll go down to Ashley Taylor. To Emery Perret. Fainu. To Hunt. To Murchie. Straight through a gap. He's away. Can he break off? No, he can't. To'a. Stafford To'a. Manages to gather him as Loomy's away. Will he get close to the sideline again? He will, but he's just in. Arthurs to Murchie. The Storm, they're on a roll now. As Arthurs will go to Wakeham to Taylor. Ash Taylor pushing forward. This will be the last. It'll go back to Wakeham. He puts a grubber kick in. No, it's a knock-on. Disappointing end to the set there from the Storm. Probably could have expected better from them there. As Hetherington. Jeremy Marshall King to Cooper Johns to Jackson Topine. Mbai to Toa. Toa to Marshall King. Mbai to Hopgood. Hopgood to Lee. Lee takes it up. The Warriors, they're making some decent meters here, but I'm not sure if it'll be enough to really trouble the Storm. As Corey Allen gets driven back in the tackle. Where's Cooper Johns? Are we looking for him to kick? It's Marshall King. The big kick too. For Tupelotu to regather. And Tupelotu's away. Stafford To'a just grabbing onto him there. That could have been deadly there for the Storm. We know how fast Tupelotu is. And Gojeski. Gojeski to Hunt. Hunt making some meters. The Storm. They're on a roll. As Fainu to Taylor. Taylor to Gojeski. They're 40 meters out. It's third tackle. Hopewadi driven back by Corey Allen. A strong tackle there. There's Jennings down the short side to Taylor. They struggled to make meters in those last 3 plays. They haven't really done anything, as they'll look for Fainu here, I dare say. No, it goes to King. He'll go down to Toa. Stafford Toa makes some big meters on the kick return. Impressive from Stafford Toa. He's been probably their best player. It's Cooper Johns to Jermaine Hopgood to Mbai. Marshall King, Hopgood to Boyle. Haven't seen too much of Morgan Boyle. Would like to see him get his hands on the ball a bit more. There's Jeremy Marshall King down the short side. Big run there from Big Jensen. Marshall King to Cooper Johns. Kick it down to George Jennings. And great defense there from the Warriors, keeping the Storm on their 10-meter line. Tupolotto. Oh, just hanging on is Marshall King. Fainu to Hunt. Through them all. He just put the little footwork on and ran straight through. As Fainu to Taylor to Hopewadi is now through. The Storm, no struggle to make meters here. They're already back in the Warriors' half. Gojeski, Taylor gets the offload to Jennings as well. Great run. And the Storm in a very dangerous position here. Hopewadi to King to put a bomb up in center field. Ockenbaugh with a brilliant catch. But they'll keep the Warriors in their own 10. And will the defense be good enough to keep them down here? Taylor and Gojeski on Hetherington. Johns to Hopgood. Marshall King, Cooper Johns, Stafford Toa. Marshall King to Mbai. Mbai takes it up now. And this will be the last. Maybe the last time the Warriors touch the ball in this half. As Ockenbaugh, the one to put the kick in. Down to Tupolotto. He'll put a little step on, and Tupolotto, he's been so deadly tonight. So deadly. It's only a matter of time before he actually breaks through that line there. As Josh King, speaking of another deadly player, he's been phenomenal. As King will be taken on the 40-meter line. Fainu to Taylor. Taylor to Gojeski. Gojeski's through. Tackle 20 meters out. Fainu to Wakeham. Wakeham to Lumi. Lumi. Jesse Arthurs to Manasi Fainu to Corey Jensen, the captain. And this is the last. Probably the last play we'll get. Maybe not. We might get one more play after this. Depending on whether or not the Storm score. They kick it towards Lumi. Lumi takes it. Lumi can't go anywhere with it though, as he'll go out and it'll be a handover. This will be the last play of the half. The Warriors, will they do anything or will they just pass it off? That's exactly what they'll do. It's been a dominant half from the Storm. The Warriors will be happy they're not losing by more. Well, here we are back in the second half. Melbourne leading New Zealand 6 points to 0, as Mbai will get us back underway. At halftime, there were 4 interchanges, 2 on each team, as Weary Greg and Eddie Smith come into the fray for the Warriors, and Ben Condon and Jack A. Williams come in for the Storm. As Corey Jensen with a great run there. The Storm have looked so dominant through the middle, through their attack, through their defense, just everywhere. I'm surprised the Warriors are not down by more, as Fainu to Hopewadi to Tupolotto to Jennings. He'll make a break. Desperately grabbed onto. As Hopewadi to Fainu. Fainu goes up now. Farmasuli. Great run. And a 90-meter set there. Off the kickoff. They've gone from their line to 10 meters out from the Warriors. Now go to Wakeham, who'll put a grubber kick in. Greatly covered there by Cooper Johns. Great defense there. He's been phenomenal tonight, Cooper. As Lee to Allen. Allen to Hetherington. Hetherington pushes up. The big strong man. It's Marshall King to Cooper Johns. Cooper Johns to Jamin Jolliffe. Marshall King to Mbai. Back on the inside for Toa. Stafford Toa is away. Tupolotu manages to grab him though. Marshall King to Cooper Johns. Cooper Johns to Hetherington. And this will be the last. Cooper Johns with a kick. Down to the side of Lumi, who'll put the step on and he'll burn him. And Stafford Toa with a great tackle there. In conjunction with Aaron Shop. As Arthur's to Wakeham. Fainu with a fend. Fainu's quick. Is Toa fit quicker? It'll be Marshall King actually. And Williams. Jack Williams coming onto the field. Throws an intercept. What is he doing? They made so many meters. What was Jack Williams thinking? Oh no, it's a disaster. As Marshall King now to Eddie Smith. He'll go to Weary Greg. He comes back on the field. He's quick, but he'll also throw an intercept pass. I'm surprised at the speed of Weary Greg there. That was really quick. That might be something that the CRL coaches keep an eye on. He may be a gun signing. Ash Taylor to Brandon Wakeham to Tupolotu. Fainu to Wakeham. Wakeham to Farmasuli. Farmasuli taken down 25 meters out. Fainu to Jensen. Jensen straight through a hole. He surely gets there, does he? He does. Corey Jensen with a great try. The captain of the Melbourne Storm scoring a try against the Warriors and extending their lead to 10. Straight through a gap. He manages to break off the tackle of Marshall King, and then Toa can't do enough to stop him. Now Ash Taylor with his second kick of the night. Of the afternoon, sorry. Taylor. To put it over the black dot. He does it. He does it easily. He is so good at that. And the Warriors, they're going to need a miracle to get themselves back into this one. They've just been completely outmuscled in this game. And Mbai to get us back underway. Down to Brandon Wakeham, who'll go to Corey Jensen. Fainu to Wakeham. Wakeham to Farmasuli. Fainu to Wakeham. Wakeham smashed as Condon. Hetherington picks it up. This could be the start of a Warriors comeback here, as Ben Condon is absolutely rocked in a tackle. Toa. Marshall King then go down the short side. Johns to Lee. Lee to score. Branko Lee with an amazing try in the corner there. The Warriors, they're back in this game. Branko Lee making an impact while it lasts. Obviously, he did a high tackle that'll make him miss 3 matches earlier in this game. But he gets a try in while he still has the chance, and now both captains have scored. Great play there. And Moses Mbai from out wide to keep the Warriors in this game. They need to convert this. And it'll just stay out wide. That makes their job a little bit more difficult now. And a poor error there from the Storm lead to a Warriors try, and it allows them to get back into this game. I'm sure that the Storm coach will not be happy with that. Ash Taylor to get us back underway. It'll go down to Jack Hetherington, the man who picked up the loose ball that Ben Condon lost. It'll find its way from Branko Lee to Cooper Johns, who will get smashed in the tackle by Farmer Sully. There's Marshall King to Eddie Smith. Eddie Smith to Max King. Marshall King to Johns. Johns to Lee. Driven back by Ben Condon. He wants to make up for his error. It's Cooper Johns with an early kick. We saw he did an earlier. That's Tupolotto. He's quick. Has he got it this time? He breaks off one tackle. Can he break off another? No, he can't. Tupolotto. He's been close to making some big line breaks in this game. Just short again. As Farmer Sully will take it up just past the 20-meter line. Wakeham to Tupolotto. Marshall King hangs on with dear life. As the Storm look to extend their lead here. Fainu to Murchie. Murchie will take it up. Put on his back. Fainu at dummy half. Short ball to Jensen. Jensen to Farmer Sully. And Farmer Sully will score. Not gonna lie, the pass looked forward, but the ref had no problem. Great play there from Corey Jensen. He scored a try, now he's set up one. As Farmer Sully goes over to extend the Storm's lead back out to 12 points. With a chance to make it 14 here. Ash Taylor puts it over the black dot. There we go. The Storm lead by 14 points in the 55th minute. We obviously saw last season with the Penrith Panthers, they had an insane comeback against the Parramatta Eels. They were 24-0 down with 20 minutes to go, and they managed to pull themselves back into it. Can the Warriors channel a little bit of Panthers and get themselves back into this game? I'm not sure if it's possible, but we'll see as it goes down to Brandon Wakeham, to Corey Jensen, the captain. Fainu to Farmer Sully. He'll bump off one. Fainu to Wakeham. Wakeham to Murchie. Murchie pushing his way up now. There's been a decent set already. They need to get to their kick though. Wakeham to Farmer Sully. Fainu. Jensen. Good set there from the Storm. A big kick and a good kick chase would be amazing here for them. So it goes to Ash Taylor, who puts in a pretty good kick down to Corey Allen, who'll break past one. He'll burn the fullback, will he? He will. But Jennings manages to wrap him up. A try saver. I thought Corey Allen's had burned all of them. As Stafford Toa, the set play doesn't quite work. Ben Condon reading it. As Jeremy Marshall King to Max King to Moses Mbai to Wirimu Greg. Marshall King to King. Pushing his way up. Close to the Storm's line now. The Warriors could do it with a break here. Eddie Smith with the offload. Max King straight through. Oh, Jeremy Marshall King was up on the inside. If he threw the pass, they were scored. Marshall King, short ball to Mbai, pushing his way over. Put on his back. Oh, and that's a handover. An anticlimactic finish. Disappointing there from the Storm. Sorry, the Warriors, I mean. As Williams to Fainu. Fainu to Murchie. Fainu to dummy half. Wakeham to Gajewski, who came off at halftime. He's now back on the field, along with Josh King. This absolute madman of a lock. Fainu to Williams. Pushed back in the tackle. The Storm, they don't need to try anything tricky anymore. They just need to defend well. And they need to complete well. There's Ash Taylor. A big kick down to Corey Allen. Can he do it again? He can. He puts the step on. This time he'll be caught head-on by Jack A. Williams. Marshall King to Stafford Toa. Driven back by Fainu and King. Eddie Smith onto Jack Hetherington. Hetherington will take it up. Marshall King out of dummy half. Fends one. Gets rid of another. Tuipulotu hangs on. Just tackling Marshall King. Great play there. As Cooper Johns is whacked. Absolutely whacked by King. Eddie Smith with a mistake. Gajeski managing to regather. And the Warriors, they look desperate. They look desperate now. As King takes it to 18 out. Murchie tries to catch the markers offside. He can't do it. It's Fainu to Condon, back on the inside for Tuipulotu. He beats one. He's tackled there by, I believe that's Jermaine Hopgood. Murchie. Fainu to Gajeski. Gajeski to Lumi Lumi. Lumi Lumi's away. Tackled just before the 30-meter line. The Storm, they've looked good in this game. Can they finish it out, though? As Wakeham to put the kick down to Ockenbaugh. Ockenbaugh looking to get through. Aaron Shop into dummy half. Out to Eddie Smith to Jermaine Hopgood. Jeremy Marshall King, Eddie Smith. Jeremy Marshall King, Mbai. Throws a very bad intercept to Ash Taylor. Not the greatest play there from Moses Mbai. Fainu to King, to Gajeski. Gajeski straight through. Oh, the Storm, they could put a nail in the coffin here. If they could score a try here, the Warriors' night's basically done. So Lumi Lumi is taken there just before the try line. Arthurs to Murchie, pushing his way over, putting his back. They'll check it at the bunker, but I'm not sure why. They send it up a try. There's no shot that's a try. Yep, Murchie straight onto his back. The bunker are quick with it. It's a no try. Fainu on the fourth tackle to Wakeham to King. 5 meters out now. The Storm, they're threatening. Wakeham with a bomb right on the try line. Arthurs is there. Taps it back to Tuipulotu. Tuipulotu pushing his way over, putting his back. The Warriors, the desperation in the Warriors' defense. Ockenbaugh up to the 20-meter line. As Marshall King to Hopgood. Hopgood will take it to 30 meters out. Just over 30 meters out. It's Marshall King to Mbai. Mbai to Johns. The Warriors, they need to make big meters here. But they're just struggling a little bit. As Marshall King to Mbai. Mbai to Toa. Toa driven back in the tackle by Gajeski. It's Marshall King to Mbai. Mbai to Shop. Shop's through. Shop is through. Gets the offload to Greg as well. We saw how quick he was earlier in his earlier break. And that's a great end to the set there from the Warriors. They need some big pressure. Mbai to be the one to kick it. Puts the bomb up. The chase is coming from Eddie Smith and Marshall King. But Tuipulotu will just take it. And he's going to cruise away. As Shop, a desperate tackle. The Warriors, they need to score in the next set. Otherwise, their night is going to be over. I think it already is. As Murchie to take it up. Fainu to Wakeham. Wakeham to Gajeski. Williams straight through. Here we go. A big kick from the Storm here. They need to kick for position, field position. They don't want anything stupid. So Wakeham goes down to Allen. The defense needs to be good. It's not. Tupolotu, though, managing to cover it. We enter the last 5 minutes of the match. That's Cooper Johns to Eddie Smith. One of the lowest rated players in the CRLM. It's Marshall King to Cooper Johns. Jermaine Hopgood takes it up just before the 40-meter line. They need to score in this set, the Warriors. Need to. As Eddie Smith close to doing something. Marshall King to Morgan Boyle. And that'll be the 5th and last. If they kick it here, it's game over. They need to run it. They won't. It goes to Cooper Johns. And that'll basically be the Storm's game. It's done and dusted here. As Jennings driven back in the heathering tackle. Fainu to Hopawati. Hopawati now tackled. Fainu to Condon. Condon straight through. Condon with a big break. As we enter the final 2 minutes of the match. Ash Taylor, short to Williams. Pokes his nose through. As it goes to Condon. Condon pushing his way forward to the 40-meter line. A big kick here from the Storm. It doesn't really matter. The Warriors are done for. And Ash Taylor kicking an offside penalty. What is he doing? I mean, the game's basically over, but that was not necessary. That was just a silly error from Ash Taylor. As Marshall King, can the Warriors look for a consolation try in the dying seconds? Hetherington takes it up. Marshall King to Cooper Johns. Johns to Smith, driven back in the tackle, back to the 20-meter line. It would be a real testament if the Storm could hold them out here. Mbai takes the line on himself. And that'll be it. The first of 3 CRLM trials. The Warriors have been defeated by the Melbourne Storm. I've been your host, Jack Carl, and we'll see you all next time.